So when I was losing my weight, I did a lot of research into healthy fats. I took a lot of omega-3 fatty acids, and I started studying other essential fatty acids. And there's one essential fatty acid that I did a lot of research on about 3/4 of the way into my weight loss, called CLA, conjugated linoleic acid. It's a very specific type of essential fatty acid. It's also very rare in today's modern diet. And the research that I did indicated that conjugated linoleic acid helps reverse insulin resistance. And if you can reverse insulin resistance, your insulin levels go down and your body becomes more efficient at burning fat, because insulin is the fat-making hormone, and when your insulin levels are elevated, you're making fat, not burning it. So I started taking conjugated linoleic acid as a supplement, and in fact, my weight loss accelerated when I did that. And I even recommended CLA in the first edition of my book, and that was back in maybe 2006, 2007. And then I started reading studies about CLA that it does the exact opposite, that it causes insulin resistance, and I took it out of the next edition of the book and I stopped recommending CLA. Now, what's going on? Why does some studies show that CLA reverses insulin resistance, which is great, and then other studies show that it causes insulin resistance, which is really bad? So it turns out that there's two different types of CLA. It depends on how you manufacture it. There's the natural type of CLA in what's called the CIS form. That relates to how the chemical bonds are bonded together. But when you refine CLA and extract it through a chemical process, and you do it the wrong way, you get it in trans form. And trans form, just like trans fatty acids, it's a trans form of fat that causes the same detrimental effect in the fatty acids as any type of trans fat. So trans fats cause insulin resistance, they cause inflammation, and everybody knows to stay away from trans fats. So what was happening in these studies is some of the studies, they were taking CLA in a cis form, and so it was showing all these positive weight loss benefits, and other studies were taking CLA in a trans form. So the key here is that, yes, indeed, CLA is great because it helps reverse insulin resistance if it's in a natural form and it's in its cis form. If it's in its trans form, it's a trans fatty acid and it's not good for you. So how do you get CLA? Well, the best way to get CLA is in a natural form, but it's hard to get. You can only get it in things like grass-fed meat and grass-fed butter. So the key is it has to be grass-fed. If it's not grass-fed, then there's no CLA in it. So it has to be grass-fed organic. So you can get grass-fed organic meat and butter. It's a great way to get CLA. It's also in green vegetables. We have to take huge quantities of it to get any meaningful amount of CLA, like things like salads or wheatgrass or things like that. They have CLA, but it's a very small amount. You can also take CLA in supplement form, but you have to make sure that it's in the cis form, not the trans form. So if you're shopping for CLA, make sure you ask the person that works there, whether you're at a health food store or a chemist, wherever you are, make sure it's in a cis form and not a trans form. If they're not sure, don't get it. Only get CLA in a cis form, and you may want to experiment with taking 1 to 3 grams a day, because it could very well accelerate your weight loss process. But in the meantime, it's a very interesting type of fat. If you do it right, it's very beneficial. I took it, again, about 3/4 of the way into my weight loss. It did accelerate my weight loss. I could see it, I could feel it, and you may want to try it too, but make sure you get CLA in the right form. So that's it for now. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Have you tried CLA? Have you done any research on it? Do you know of a good supplement? Or do you have any thoughts about it? I'd love to hear, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.